Hi, it's Judy
And Joy.
from Wise Caring and Real Change Mentoring, whichever you'd like. Anyway, we just wanted to do this video for you sort of as an introduction to the webinar we're going to do tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yes, Pacific Daylight Time.
Pacific Daylight Time.
Yeah. We'll get it right.
Yeah.
And we wanted to just share what our experience has been so far of being sheltered in place. And, basically the world has totally changed, drastically changed. And so some of the things that I've noticed for myself is that, first of all, there's this experience of, anxiety that comes up for me every once in a while when I start thinking about what might happen. And for me, because I'm an elder, thoughts of death come up for me and getting sick and dying. And so those thoughts create a lot of fear and anxiety for me. And because I know that it's those thoughts that are creating that anxiety, that there's actually nothing happening in the moment that I need to be afraid of, I don't actually entertain them that much. I don't stay with them. I don't believe them. I just kind of let them pass through my mind and just go, okay, here it is. Here's some fear. And I'm just present with whatever's happening. And when I do that, the fear and the anxiety goes away pretty quickly, actually.
Because thought is always passing through, and that's a passing thought and feeling. And so it's not going to stay forever. No feeling or thought ever does.
Yeah. And, that's so helpful to see, because then we don't get sort of like stuck in that experience of anxiety, right? Because we see, okay, this is being generated in this moment by my thinking, by the thoughts that are going through my mind. And I actually don't have to do anything with that. I can just be present to it. I can just notice it, watch it. And as I do that, it will move on pretty quickly, because that's what thought does.
Yeah.
And then, you might want to talk about your experience.
So what my experience has been is I became aware a couple of days ago that I was just kind of zoning out, and when I really looked at it, I realized that it was, there's so much that's happening, and so much, in this 24-hour news cycle, and we're not even watching 24 hours.
Yeah.
We're just watching that much, but it's so much to take in, and it feels like an overwhelm for the system. And so there's just this desire to just zone out, and my energy really dropped, and I wasn't even really aware of it at first. It was just kind of like, oh, I'm low energy,
Yeah.
But then I heard some other people talking about that, having the same experience, and I realized it was just this kind of feeling of overwhelm and wanting to just kind of not be with what's happening right now.
And
yes,
if we're actually going to negotiate this, we're going to get through this successfully.
Yeah.
It's the opposite direction that we want to be going, because we want to be bringing all of our energy, all of our, our life force to this situation.
Yeah.
And we want to engage. We want to get support. We want to connect with people. It's so important to do that right now.
Yeah.
We need to go in the opposite direction of zoning out.
Yeah.
And also being just totally overwhelmed by our anxiety.
And in the same way that Judy was talking about, kind of like feeling her anxiety and seeing it and just letting it pass, that's what I realized with my kind of like zoning out too. It's kind of like, well, you know, gone unchecked, so to speak, or unseen, you know, I could just like dive into it. But when I became aware of it, then I had a choice to take action, to realize it and not be at the mercy of it.
Yeah. So imagine being in this time and feeling really energized and thinking about, wow, I could like learn to knit, or
Take courses.
I could take a course online, or I could do,
write that
any
book
number.
I've been wanting to write.
Yeah, call friends. Just reach out to people that maybe you haven't talked to in a while.
Yeah.
So, we can actually get through this. We are going to get through this. And we will find ways to take care of one another, find ways to deal with this, because we always do as human beings. We are incredibly creative and incredibly resilient.
Oh my gosh.
And that means all of us, not one of us, all of us. So anyway, tune in tomorrow for our free webinar.
Yeah.
So that we can talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And we can share our energy and get inspired.
Let's have a great conversation tomorrow. We'll see you there.
Okay, bye.
We'll have information below this as to where to go to come to the Zoom room. Okay? Bye.